You are now watching episode 6 of Between the Hunt. Horse would like to caution you that due to time constraints, this episode will be lackluster visually. Please do not let this hinder your audio enjoyment of this cast. Sit back, relax, subscribe to support the Hunt Thought Space, and most importantly of all,
you know what? Out of the rare skins, this is going to be a hot take, but I think Lulu's one of the worst skins in the game.
I also think Lulu's terrible. I'm not going to cap. I like Steel Eye the most. I think he looks really cool.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, as far as just like all of that goes, she is very basic looking. Her girlfriend looks better than her.
She's the most basic looking. People just like her because she's a lesbian, and I'm going to go on a hot take with that.
Oh, is that one of the hot takes you're going to have on Sunday?
Yeah. Dude, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Actually, I think it'll be because I'm gonna have people in the chat like, please put this random guy in S tier. He's my favorite. I'm like, he sucks. He's boring. No lore. Name sucks. Looks stupid. Put him in F.
Right.
And then I'm gonna put red shirt in A tier. It's funny.
He should be in A tier because it's funny.
It's all about uniqueness. What they bring. What they look like, do they stand out? Do you remember them? Etc. Like, I remember Redshirt. It's fucking hilarious. He lost a bet, and now he's in here in hell, wearing a fucking target. It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. No, and that's, like, for me, that's, like, kind of one of the funniest bits. Like, yeah, because I don't know what I would put in, I know my S tier, and that's fucking, Lonely Howl's in there, Burnt Marshall's in there. Fucking.
You know what? Oh, fuck it then, man. We're already talking about it. I'm just gonna plug the tier list live stream to number 1. Welcome to Between the Hunt, everybody. This is episode 6 or some shit. I don't even remember. I'm gonna have to bleep out that shit and this shit from earlier and also this shit because you can't swear in the first fucking 2 minutes of a video. But I am joined today by my co-host, as always, Deadman. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for watching Between the Hunt again. It has been an absolute pleasure with all of you folks. We have been seeing an unprecedented amount of growth in the community and the channel, and it has made my heart swell. And so to celebrate that, and to celebrate the fact that I am pretty much guaranteed to hit YouTube Partner by the end of next week, with the amount of public watch hours that are being calculated for me in estimates, to celebrate me hitting Partner then, I'm going to be doing a special live stream. The last live stream we did with the whole community was a traits tier list last year. That was a lot of fun. We had a ton of people show up. It was a blast. And I thought that this time, a more Herculean task would be to rate all of the hunters in the entire game on a tier list. It'll be based on their looks, their uniqueness, their visual uniqueness, how cool they look, maybe even how fucking cool their hands look, because the hands are a big part of why people pick certain hunters. In general, what makes them cool? What makes them unique? Do they have a little bit of lore? We're going to try to avoid deep lore dives, only because Hunt Showdown, especially in 2.0, has made accessing lore extremely difficult. So I would hate for my community rating, for fun, but still a representative community-ish rating, to be heavily favored on lore when some characters straight up have one paragraph of lore and some have an entire event like Hardin. I think that's very unfair. And you could have your favorite hunter get put in F because he does not have 6 wiki pages of lore like Sheriff Hardin. So I think that just going off of their generic visual stuff and a little bit of lore here and there to weigh them higher or lower in a tier, just keeping it light and keeping it fun, and everybody discussing it in the chat. It'll be fun. We had like 20 people last time. It'll be a blast. And there's some really good ones that, like, spoiler alert, are definitely going in S tier. Sheriff Hardin's going in S tier. If you thought that wasn't happening, you're capping. He's got an unbelievable amount of lore. He's got one of the most unique looks in the entire game. He's iconic. You see him, you instantly remember his name. There's probably no better face of Hunt Showdown. There's like 3 characters that are, I would say, a face of Hunt Showdown. Like, people that don't play Hunt would know these characters. I'd say that's like Sheriff Hardin. Fuck. Deadman, help me. Who's the dude that's on all the promotional materials? Just one of the random hunters in wearing like a hood or a hat, and who is holding a gun in all the ads. Fuck.
Oh, you're talking about the new one, like the new 2.0 hunter. Fucking, I think he's
that's Otis. Otis is one of the 3 new trailer hunters, is what I call them. I wouldn't say it's them. Fuck, dude. There's one, like, promotional ad for Hunt that is the only image they use, and there's, like, 2 people on it, and one of them's holding a gun and pointing in a direction, and that guy is actually one of the hunters, and I don't know his name, but I know his face, and I've seen that image. Let's see. Hunt Showdown art.
Because for me, like, it's one of the tier 3 hunters that's been that way. And that's the one that I'm used to seeing.
Right. So here I found. So here's one of the promotional images I'm talking about. I'll put this on the list. Is that Otis and the new bitch? I don't think it is.
So it's not. But yes, this was the thing I was thinking about. He's a tier 3 hunter. He never had a name. Like,
he's a random unnamed tier 3 hunter who is on the promotional material for everything in Hunt.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I do believe this is the evolution of Otis, and I think her name's Caitlin. Like, because they share similarities.
He looks like a younger Otis, is what I'll say.
Yeah, like almost younger, but also I would say that it's basically like, hey, this tier 3 hunter has a really cool design. How can we make him unique looking? And then that's how they got Otis. And I love Otis. Honestly, I love Otis.
He looks a little... I looked in the game. In the trailer, he looks really good. In game, he looks a little deep fried.
Yeah, and I mean, that could be for XYZ reason. However, I would run him just because, like, he's essentially a tier 3 hunter just in blue instead of black.
Yep.
So, and he also, his fucking demeanor in the trailer is 100% me. Like, oh, he found a Dulce. Yeah, I'll stick with the uppercut. Yeah, that's me to a T. Anybody who's played with me knows I hate the Dulce. Like, so even though I have used it, I'm not gonna be like one of those. It's like, oh yeah, no, I didn't use it. No, I'll use it if it's on the ground and I need it. But
right, yeah, no. But there's so many hunters. This is gonna be the hard part. I'm gonna have to be a little harsh with some of the hunters because there's so many of them that just look so unique and interesting and cool. I could put them right in S tier, but I can't put everybody in S tier, and that's the hard part. I don't think. And this is the thing that's going to be important with the tier list. I'm not rating them against each other. I'm rating them by themselves. I don't want you to think that because I put Sheriff Hardin in S tier and I put, I don't know, fucking Cardinal Rain in D tier, that I'm saying he's a better skin than her. I'm saying that she herself is a D tier skin compared to nobody else. I just think she is a D tier skin because she's not visually interesting, or she's not exciting, or she's not super unique. She doesn't stand out. You don't remember her. You don't see her. Whatever. I don't want you. I don't want you to be like, oh, this guy thinks his skin's better than my skin. That's not what it's about. Like, I go to Colbert, right? Super unique, super interesting. It's fucking David Fifield skin. Like, I can't not put him in like A or S tier, but I also don't really want to put it in S tier because it's a little much.
It's Santa Claus.
It's fucking Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's Hunt's version of a dude who thinks he's Santa Claus. Basically, is what it is, and that's fine. Like, I'm okay with it. I have him, hilariously enough. I just don't.
He's like one of the. He's like one of the most expensive skins in the game.
Is he? I don't remember.
He's like a $15 skin. Yeah.
Is he? Fuck.
Yeah. That's why I haven't bought him. He's in the shop right now. I could have bought him.
Oh.
You could still buy him right now.
Yeah, they'll probably price something with him coming up because he came out last event.
Yeah. Well, Christmas is coming, but like Daughter of Decay, that's a fucking S tier for me. Her lore is great. She has a great look. She's iconic. Like, I see a ton of her. Like, Deckhand stands out, but he's not super visually interesting. He just looks nice. And he's one of my favorites. I'd put him in like A tier. Like,
right.
It's all about how unique and interesting they are. Does anybody else have a look that you could confuse for them? Nobody looks like Deckhand. There's a few people that have like that Sea Bear look, but you see Deckhand and you go, oh, it's Deckhand. I know Deckhand.
Right. Well,
you see Cardinal Rain, and I don't want to be fucking mean here, but like, you could confuse her for any of the other people with a similar look to her.
Yeah. Well, and the other side of it is that people with the tier lists, like, because on occasion I'll watch tier lists and like do that, but like all of it's subjective.
Correct.
Anyway, even the trait lists, like, there are like the only time there isn't room for subjectivity is like probably in something like the trait list, because sure you could survive without doctor, but it's an S tier trait because it's doctor.
It literally changes the fundamental dynamic of the game, and everybody wants it on their finished hunter, and if they don't want it, they're capping.
Yeah, or they're doing a fucking challenge.
Right.
One of the two. But that's what I mean, is that like, but when it comes down to pure visuals, it's not really much you could do. Like, visuals is all subjective. It's like I said, I think I said this in the chat, I think, like, mainly because I'm not going to be influencing your trait list at all. Or not trait list, fuck, skin list. Your skin list at all. Like, people like the Statesman, Lulu, any of those hunters that look nice, proper, I hate them. I think they're stupid. I think they're boring.
I don't like the Statesman. I haven't even seen a fucking Statesman. I literally haven't seen one.
Yeah, well, and the other side of that is I think the reason why we don't see as many skins is because there's so many, and people, let's be real, they want to change a lot, so they'll get the new hotness. Like, I think by this time next year, all of the people that are going to be bitching about Ghostface or, like, the potential new Post Malone...
The Post Malone skin!
Or any of that, the next year, they're like the people that were running those skins pretty consistently are going to be running somebody else. Like, I am one of the few people, like me and then two other people I know, maybe, that run the same skin without fail. Like, and it's not even without fail per se, because honestly, I was playing earlier today and I've been running fucking Dusk Midnight because I want the 10% buff. And I think he's hilarious, so I'm gonna run him for until I get the charm, and then after that, I'm uninstalling Hunt for like a month. But that's what I mean, is that like there's very rarely people that just play one skin, and that was me for the most part. I would say like 95% of the time I run the same skin, but everybody else, they want the new skin. They want to run the new skin. Oh, this skin looks cool. I want to run it. So that's why I think we don't see as many of the older skins as much. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw a fucking redneck.
That's actually very fair. Usually it's a meme. They have like a cavalry sword and they're just running around.
Yeah, like, I don't remember the last time I saw one of them. I don't remember the last time I saw a Weird Sister.
I don't know if I've ever seen a Weird Sister.
And I used to see her a lot back in the day. And even up until like a couple years after, because she was her and Bone Doctor were some of the coolest fucking skins in the game. It was her, Bone Doctor, and Fellis. Three of them, you would sometimes see the three of them running together. I think I saw Ronin for the first time in like a year, like a month ago. So I was like, okay, like that's wild. So it's just like, you'll have these random fucking skins just show up occasionally. But typically, when you're looking at new skins, it's either whoever has the bonuses on for the event, or whatever the new hotness, the new hunter that came out, or the new Blood Bond skins that came out. Like, I'm actually surprised I haven't seen more of the fucking Red Riding Hood skin, because I think she's one of the best ones that came out in this fucking group.
I've actually seen an unbelievable amount of her. But
I saw her a lot in the beginning, but... like, after that? Nah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, okay, here's one I've literally never seen in game, like the Beekeeper. Visually interesting, unique skin. Never seen it.
I saw her at the end of the one that she was a part of. But after that, no. I can't remember. I think I saw her once outside of, like, her event window.
Yep. Yeah, so it's gonna be... Anyways, I've been on a tangent with this. I just wanted to plug this. Anybody who's interested, we're doing this celebration, this live stream, this massive tier list. There's so many hunters. Oh my god. I don't even have all of them. We're gonna miss some because there's some where I just straight up can't get an image of them or a good name for them. There's some hunters just lost to time. Like, it's unironically, it's a thing. If you saw them in game, you'd be like, who the fuck is this? I have all the recruits in there. I literally have them named recruit 1 through 8. I didn't even give them their names. So it'll be...
Damn, that's rude.
Yep.
Now, if you need some, though, just let me know and I'll look.
You're good. So, it'll be fun, and if we miss anybody, if I miss your favorite random ass hunter from 6 years ago, I'm sorry, my bad. But if you want to be there, it'll be this Sunday. The date will be the 24th at 4 p.m. EST. I guarantee you, we're gonna have quite a crowd there, and everybody's gonna be debating on the different hunters. It'll be a blast. It'll be a lot of fun. And I think we'll all have a good time. We'll get to make a video of it after the fact, so if you want to be immortalized in Hunter's Lodge forever, you're going to want to be in the chat that's going to be on the stream. So if you want to be there for that, I would appreciate you forever. Come see us on YouTube, Hunter's Lodge, Sunday, 4 p.m. EST. But that's enough of that plug and that discussion. We have a lot to talk about today, per the usual. So I guess we could start with this because it's a hot button debate, and you showed me an additional little Twitter bit that was just provided not too long ago. The Post Malone skin! Yeah!
The Post Malone skin and the interview that a lot of the louder people are like, why the fuck did they interview this guy? Blah, blah, blah.
Why not, dude? Fuck.
Well, and some people, and I could kind of understand one perspective is that people like the guy that was interviewing him did go out and say it's like, well, you're kind of a veteran at 400 hours. And again, I have no malicious intent towards Post Malone. I don't mind him. He's a chill dude. I like a couple of his songs. I think he's just kind of one of the more genuine celebrities out there as far as his forward facing images, right?
Yep.
I have no issue with Post Malone, and honestly, and on we'll get on the potential skin topic in a second that we've already mentioned. But yeah, I kind of side eye when somebody says they're a veteran at 400 hours, but also the dude just got into Hunt, and for him, who's probably always caught up in what's the newest, loudest, busiest things, the fact that this man is playing Hunt and touring and writing music and whatever. He says it in the interview. He was like, I wish I could play it more. The fact that this man has 400 hours in a year tells me how much he loves the game.
Dude, people don't realize he's still touring. He's still busy. Like, imagine this. You're at, let's see, you get up. You have so much prep to do for your concert at any given day. You had to travel there. You had to fly there. Maybe fucking drive there if you're like 30 years ago. But you fly there. You're jet lagged. You're dealing with all of that. You got to prep for the concert. You got to make sure everything's organized. All your people are together. You have to go. You have to practice. You have to run all the tests. You have to do all of that beforehand. Then you have to actually go into the fucking concert. You're there until 2 a.m. You finally get home. And this man is choosing to spend that time at 2 a.m. to play Hunt Showdown.
Yeah, and he even said,
convince other people to play it with him.
Yeah, like, because he said he got his brother into it and their friends and shit like that. And the other side of it is that this man literally said that if he's not playing Hunt, he's thinking about it. He collabed with a partner, like a Crytek partner, fucking Calamity. I watched that video and it was so funny. I was like, this dude is genuinely just here to have a good time. And this speaks back onto what you like, the reason you started the YouTube content creation for Hunt, and also why I sort of resonated with what you were talking about. People are gatekeeping right now.
So bad, dude.
And they're being pissy about it over a dude who could literally help the game flourish more. The fact that Post Malone... Yeah, no, and that's the thing. And what people are not realizing, and this is like gamer brain. They take things like at face value, blah, 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 whatever. They don't think about it. This was a bunch of teasers, a bunch of things that are coming to the game eventually. Because the stuff he talks about is what a bunch of people in the community want. The only thing that actually blew me away in that interview was the trait idea of having the bullets in the other guy's hand. Like for the single shot weapons, I don't know if you watched it.
I did not. What's that?
So Post Malone was talking about how the Springfield, right? We've talked about the Springfield to death. It's basically a cheaper Sparks, but without the Sparks' pizzazz, if you will. So Post had said, and again, I think part of it has to be staged. I don't know. I don't know how much it is, how much it isn't. But the one thing that I saw, like they had this animated. He was like, I think it'd be cool if we had a trait where like we had a quick reload for single shot weapons like the Springfield. And it showed that a reload animation of putting bullets in between the fingers that were actually on the gun.
That's heat.
Like
I'm all for this.
Right. I am all for it with like the slightest caveat. I think lower caliber weapons should have more and higher caliber weapons should have less. Because I think I saw like 4 bullets for the Springfield. Like just sitting on that guy's hand, and I was like, that would have to be uncomfortable. But yeah, and that is a thing, I would think. The other thing I would like there to be is to make sure that this trait, to stay balanced, if you quick swap to your pistol, you lose those bullets, not on the ground, but you just lose those bullets. And you would have to just, redo it or whatever, right? That I think would keep that trait balanced.
I think it would be fine. It just can't be too many like it needs to. Here's the thing. In my head, dead ass, if it was one fucking bullet that quick reloaded so fast, people would still run it. You would see it on sweats all the time. The Maynard sniper, dude. Imagine loading that fucking twice as fast. Like, people would do it.
Yeah, so, like try and cut down that egregious reload time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine you're in close range, you missed the hip fire. Instead of having to take out your melee and run at the guy with a shotgun for a 10% chance at killing him, you can just stick that one quick reload.
Yeah,
and hit your shot.
I would even be okay on the springing for 2.
Yeah,
I think I'd be okay with 2. Now, if there's the thing that your sway gets worse, the more bullets you have in your hand, that's a good balance too. Because I could see that, like it's not exactly comfortable.
And people would still run it because there's those guys that love to run up. They get as close as possible and try to shoot you in the damn head. If they could just get a double reload speed, they would do whatever it takes to get it.
Yeah. And honestly, the thing I thought about is that every other reload was quick. Kind of like that old COD attachment for fucking mags.
You extend where you just flip the mag and then it's duct taped. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that would be honestly, in my opinion, perfectly balanced. Like you can make it a 4 or 5 part trait, but it did look like it was like four extra bullets for the Springfield. But
that's a lot.
It is a lot, and like I said, I think it's in testing stage right now. But I thought it was cool. He did mention snow and like having like footprints in the snow where you can track people. I don't know how I feel about it. Because honestly, there's already a lot of tracking in the game anyway. But overall,
I truly think that would just take 3 more years for snow to come if they did that.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. I'm so fine with there being a slight visual effect for fun, where you have a snow trail behind you for like a few seconds before it just phases into the world and disappears. Totally fine with me. I don't want to be able to track some motherfucker 10 minutes away from a compound with snow tracks. That's so much. Dude, that is so much.
Yeah, like that Hunt's not that kind of game.
It's not, dude. We're not playing fucking we're not playing a hunting game. As fun as it is to say that, we're not playing a hunting game. I'm not tracking deer.
Yeah, we're not playing a hunting game, and we're not playing Tarkov or any other like hardcore mill sim shooter. We are playing a game that has made these janky ass guns still janky but fun to use.
Bro, we can pull up with the thingamabob or the gajamahoob and command beetles with our souls. All right,
right?
Like,
like yeah. No, and that's the thing is that like people are complaining a little bit that Hunt is faster. Yes, it is faster.
Way faster.
But it is also just as slow as it was back in the day.
It depends on your playstyle.
Rats. Yeah, there are still rats. There are still people that are sitting in a bush for 20 goddamn minutes. Me and Horse had one. Homeboy sat.
That guy is my hero, dude.
Like literally, this solo sat out of range of the fucking whispers, bro. trapped up everything in Scrapbeak's lair, didn't realize it, Horse fucking stepped on it, and mind you, this is after we took out the entire rest of the server.
Whole lobby's dead, I vault a window to go kill Scrapbeak, I land on a poison concertina trip. Bear in mind, I had pressed E, it was white. This man was waiting outside of the whisper distance.
Yep.
He was sitting there, and he was live! He was a streamer!
Dude, it was... And that's the thing, is that, like, if that's not, as much as I hate that playstyle, one, he was playing the objective. Fair enough. Two, that's Hunt.
Listen, dude, I'm telling you, that guy's my hero. If he wants to go on stream, sit there, trap a compound, and wait there, playing Bloons Tower Defense 6 for 20 minutes on stream, waiting for somebody else to come up to the compound and finally play Hunt, God bless him. Hunt is a game. I just had that whole video I put out about finding yourself in Hunt. If you haven't watched it, I'll put a little card on the screen for it. I'm not trying to plug myself all the fucking time like an asshole, but I think it's a good video for that regard. Just be yourself, dude. Find how you want to be in the Hunt. Hunt is one of those games where if you are good enough at it and dedicated enough, you can genuinely play however you want. There are so many unique and engaging playstyles you can find. You could run an explosive crossbow every game if you wanted to, like a rat bastard, and have a good time. It's all about what works for you. You could trap up the boss compound and wait for 15 minutes playing Bloons Tower Defense 6, if that's fun for you. Hunt is a game that allows you that freedom. And that's a great thing. It should be embraced. Sure, you got ratted out by somebody who sat there for 20 minutes. Fuck it. He committed, dude. He put in the work of sitting there for 20 minutes. I would have been bored out of my mind.
Right. No, and I would have too. And it's funny that you mentioned explosive crossbow. I literally ran into, when I was playing right before we hopped on the podcast, because I'm trying to grind out that last one. Got shot at with an explosive crossbow at Stillwater. Though apparently that turned their ears off because they didn't realize I got into the building. And guess what I was running? 2 bows. I had a lot of fun. I killed two people. And again, this is 2 bows. I have 1 regular, 1 frag. Killed 2 people in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, killed 2 people in there. Looted them. Got my points. Cool. Ran to the middle. Some chuckle fuck after I grabbed the master clue. Because again, I'm grinding for event points. That's the best way to grind for it. Some chuckle fuck rolls up. I throw a hive bomb and then I start pelting him with frag arrows. Then I can't see him and I was like, okay, time to go. I can't see him and I'm not going to sit here and step on him and die. So I went and resupplied. Then I hear the fight where I just came from go off. Walked back. These two idiots. I don't even remember what the one had, but like they had Springfield Dum Dum, and that's what killed me the first time. And they had just killed the other team. So what I do is I die, stand back up, because the other thing was I was prepping dynamite, but it blew up and covered my body. I rezzed, jumped on the backside of the roof, and then I hear a dude running across the plank, across the things, hit him with an arrow and kill him. And then the other guy is freaking out because I just killed his partner. And then he runs around the back like to try and get me from behind, and I bonk him right in the nose with a frag arrow and kill him. They all had guns, by the way. All of them had guns, and I killed them with 2 frags, or like 2 bows. So it's doable. And I know there's this like, I guess even at this point, like legend about me that I could just pick up weapons and just use them. Yes. That is true, but you don't know how many torturous hours I have put myself through to learn these weapons. And
every weapon has a unique feel. That's a benefit of Hunt. Every weapon feels different.
Fuck, even the infantry and the frontier feel different. Like the two,
people get crossed with me. They get crossed with me when I'm on stream or something, and I won't use a gun, or I say I don't like this gun. It just, if I shoot a gun and it doesn't feel good to me, I can't get kills with it. I don't know how to explain it, but that's true. I'm fucking terrible with certain guns. No matter how much practice I put in with them, they don't feel right.
Yeah, no, and it's like the regular officer. I do not like the regular officer, but I like the brawler. Why? I couldn't tell you. My brain's broken. That's all. That's the only fucking conclusion I've come to. That's it. Like,
that's a heater.
But yeah, like that's just how it goes. Like that's realistically how it goes. Is that You find your niche. Now, the other side of that, I do always recommend, and I will always recommend experimenting. Like if you're having a bad hunt day, try a different gun. Try a gun you hate, and just slowly get better. You'll slowly build up that muscle memory. But there are certain guns that I will not even flat out refuse to use, but it's like I have to be in dire straits to use this gun. So I would say that.
This is the Nitro Express day, everybody. Everybody load in and grab a Nitro Express and get in there. I believe in you.
I never ever use the aperture. Just fire it from the hip. Kill them. Doesn't matter.
It's on.
As long as you hit it. Well, actually, with the fucking drop, the drop's bad. The drop's really bad on the Nitro.
It's an elephant rifle.
Yeah, no, and it shouldn't be that bad. Like that's the fact that I'm defending this is bad. But I'm talking like fucking Paladin, the only person I know that uses it with any regularity, can't fucking hit shit with it right now. Like, and I was like, nah. All right, they kind of fucked the Nitro, which I guess is good, but whatever. Oh, and to wrap up that story, I ended up going up north, grabbing the bounty, and getting the fuck out. So
there you go.
So, but yeah, like, and that's the thing is that people are talking about, like, because I know you kind of wanted to mention this, but like people are like, oh well, Hunt's getting caughted and stuff like that, and I was like, dude, I just watched a Black Ops 6 gameplay, and like, if you seriously wholeheartedly believe that those two games are the same, you're brain damaged. Like watching COD and watching Hunt, two vastly different experiences. I felt like I had snorted energy drinks through my nose when I was looking at like top tier COD players.
Oh, dude, with the 8-way movement or whatever, it's there's a lot of shit happening.
Well, and the funny thing is that like not to get on a topic with Black Ops 6, but like apparently the 8-way movement doesn't matter. It just makes you more exposed because the people that actually know how to aim in that game like just fucking destroy them.
Wonderful.
And I was like, that's hysterical to me. That is absolutely hysterical to me. But the thing is, except for this fucking glitch that's going on right now, everybody in Hunt moves about the same speed. Like, there's not really a whole lot of like craziness you can do. And I think that also adds to the charm of Hunt, where you're sitting there trying to like do like a 180 jump or something like that to like throw people's aim off. You're trying to do the zigzag, you know, like, ooh, let me zigzag while I got my thing. I just had a Mosin bayonet guy yesterday try and do that zigzag. And I don't remember what I had, but like I was having like technical issues. Like there was something going on, I think, with my keyboard or something. And I was like, you know what? I've killed his partner. He killed my partner. I'm going to take him down because ultimately me and my partner are going to lose less money than those two. Because the guy I killed had a full-size crown and a full-size Mosin.
Oh my god.
So he had $1,200 just in guns. The other guy had a shorty crown and a Mosin bayonet. And what was my decision? I'm going to pull out my knife, jump, and stab him in the head. And I did. And even though I died in the process, I denied him his money.
Fuck that guy's money.
Because they were also extract camping. And I was like, how do you have a loadouts like that and you extract camp? Get the whole fuck out of here, bro. Like...
Oh, we were talking about Post Malone. How the fuck did we get here?
Because it was because it went on to the Hunt culture changing.
But tell you what, that was part of the discussion here. So, all right, your Hunt culture is changing, everybody. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna put it out there. I love you guys. I love this game. I love this community. Get used to it. I don't know how to say it with any more love, compassion, and care in the world. Get used to it. It's gonna keep happening. Here's the thing. I really understand where you're coming from with some of it. I do. But you're making yourselves mad over something you cannot change. No matter how many of you get mad over this specific thing, nothing will stop modern gaming from pushing in this direction that it is. And Hunt is not a private game. Crytek has a board. They have investors. They have people that they literally have to listen to. And if they say we need to do these modern trends with your most popular game, they have to do it. They cannot avoid it. So them doing their best to follow these modern trends while being as true to the game as they can, I think is a bit of that unsung hero aspect that nobody talks about. Because there are games that just say, you know what? You know what, stockholders? Fuck it. We'll do whatever you want. We'll do whatever. We're putting Homelander in COD. Like, they just do it because money, money, money. So if Crytek is willing to go above and beyond and do everything they can to make it feel as Hunt as possible, I think that's a blessing. Nothing will stop the modern wave of influence in these games that we're playing. But at least they're trying to make it as earnest as possible. So, your Hunt is changing, yeah, but that's going to keep Hunt alive for a long time. If Hunt was still year one Hunt, it would be dead right now. There's no shot. There is no way if we were still year one Hunt right now with like barely any innovation, maybe just adding guns, there would be fucking 1,000 players, max.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Like, and that's the thing is that I see people talk about, it's like, I miss old Hunt. No, you don't. You know what? I'm going to take a page out of Jacksepticeye's book. You miss who you were back then, because in the 7 years since Hunt has come out, 2018 is it? Yeah. So almost 7 years. You miss who you were back then. You found this really cool game, and it was really cool. You got maybe a couple friends into it. You've stuck with it. You've done this, that, and the other thing since then. But since then, things may have gotten shit. The corporate greed is not hidden behind a veil anymore. The world's kind of in a goofy state right now. And I'm putting that lightly to keep it light. But there's so much other stuff. I could tell you, when Hunt first came out and when I first picked it up, I'm a almost vastly different person than who I was back then. So how are you going to expect a ever-living game to stay the exact same? And to be honest, if you don't like it, you don't have to keep supporting it. You don't have to put your energy toward it. I know you want to like it, but doing the constant negativity is not going to help. Do constructive. Try and be constructive. I mean, we had they just said the end of event survey, like, and I was honest. Like, I was just like, well, I didn't like this. I didn't like this. I didn't like this. I did like this. I did not like that. But it's just it's an impossibility because some people are just wanting to be mad just to be mad. Like, and that's fine. Whatever. If you want to be mad just to be mad, I'm almost positive Crytek is smart enough to weed those out. I literally had somebody who used to be on my friends list. I had played Hunt with a couple of times, and then I fell off or something like that. Ever since Bullet Drop got added, I had to block him because all I saw was remove Bullet Drop every fucking post on the Steam forums. And now I see it. I know when he's commented, this user is not constructive. Going on every post and saying this is bad, not reading the post. Like, I still see people talking about the cursor bug. They address that. The fix is coming in 2.2. Wait for the patch and then come back. There's plenty of people who do that. But I'm even away from that. Fortnite has a weird, goofy thing going on right now. I'm not jiving with it. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm not playing Fortnite until the next event or whatever the fuck.
Dude, there's so many games, man. There's so many games. There's so much in life. You don't have to only play Hunt. I don't fucking understand people. And here's the thing. I am somebody who started YouTube fucking multiple years ago across multiple accounts. I've made videos on so many different topics and different games. And I literally themed my entire channel around Hunt 6 months ago because I love the game. And I love surrounding myself with people that love the game. And I'm telling you, you can play other fucking games. Hunt will never be perfect. Accept this. You're not perfect. Quit bitching. Have a good time. You live once. Holy fuck. If the game isn't going the way you want, stop playing it.
Right. And then check it out in 6 months or something.
Dude, I was making Hunt videos, and I took a fucking 6-month break from Hunt.
Right.
So I focused on things that didn't need gameplay while I was making the videos, and I told everybody, hey, I'm sorry, I literally haven't been playing the game. I just haven't wanted to. I haven't felt like it. It hasn't felt the same. And I came back later, and I love the game again. You just have to take a break, man.
Yeah, it's why you take vacations from your job or find another job. Sometimes you just need to go.
Yes, sir.
I mean, fuck the break that I've been taking. The reason I'm grinding out for this last little fucking charm is because I decided to start playing Dead by Daylight again, because they are constantly, and I mean literally constantly, playing events now. Like there's 2v8s going on right now. They had the haunted whatever bullshit before that. There's another one coming, I think, right after 2v8. And for the first time, with one of my friends' help, I got a Rift Pass for Dead by Daylight because it was all Castlevania characters, and she knows I love Castlevania. So she was like, "Here, I'll buy it for you." And she bought it for me, and I finished the pass. And the pass is still a month and some change left. There's like 80 days or something like that. I think it literally goes into like January or something like that. And I was just like, all right, cool. Like, I got everything, and now I can just play it for funsies. And I've been having fun on that. And let me tell you, I used to hate Survivor. I used to hate playing Survivor because I don't find it as fun. Now, granted, I still don't find it as fun as Killer. But if I'm playing with friends, it's a good time. Like,
I agree.
And also, again, and I like famously told this for a long time. There was a point in time that I was not about Hunt. In my Hunt career, like something just wasn't clicking. I wasn't having fun. I was trying to, but I avoided it. And you want to know what I did instead? I played Final Fantasy XIV and Escape from Tarkov. And Escape from Tarkov made me appreciate how good Hunt Showdown is, even for the time. And to preface, I do agree that Hunt is in a kind of a rough spot right now. They're they have ironed out some things. They've gone into some things and fixed it, but the UI is still not that great, and I understand that is a deal breaker for some people, and that's on you. I don't like the UI either, but it's here. We just got to focus on pushing it forward rather than let's just revert it to the old UI, bro. The old UI was dog shit too. I hate to break it to you.
It was.
And dude, I would misclick so many fucking times. I was like, how am I fat fingering on a fucking PC game on a mouse? But whatever.
Damn, man. That sounds like a great transition sentence you're talking about into another topic that we had on our list today.
Yeah.
How has Hunt 2.0 been ironed out so far?
It's funny because people are going to be like, what do you mean it's been ironed out? There's a lot of stuff that's been ironed out.
Dude, day one was brutal.
It was very brutal.
Oh my God. I made a video and it got a decent amount of views on it. I made a day one video of my day one Hunt 2.0 experience. I was getting kicked from the server. I was getting disconnected from games. I was basically playing Minecraft with the amount of models that wouldn't render. I had the fucking invisible cursor bug. I had the detached cursor bug. I had an invisible gun bug. Like there were so many issues. And you know what's crazy? Everything I just said doesn't happen anymore because they ironed it out. The only thing that still happens is I'm playing Minecraft for like the first 15 seconds of the game, and if I die and get res, sometimes I'm playing Minecraft again for like 10 seconds. But other than that, the models have been loading in pretty great, and they look fucking gorgeous. The water looks incredible. The lights look great. The rays look the rays that fuck my scopes up. They're fantastic.
Right.
But like they've ironed out so much, but people will hyper fixate on one little thing. They'll go, oh, you know what? I had the cursor bug again for the first time in a month. This game sucks. I'm going to give it a negative review. I can't. Right. I can't do this. I can't, dude.
Well, the thing is, like, doing micro hot fixes are not always possible because they have to do so many things.
You could fuck something else up by trying to fix one little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Coding, baby. It's all an inner working series of mechanisms and cogs interconnected. You remove one bolt to try and fix this one, and you fuck the whole thing up.
Exactly. Now, the other side, here's something I will say regarding this. Hunt is only going to get better.
Yes, Deadman, yes! Tell the fucking truth!
Well, I was there for it the first time. I don't mind doing it a second time. Bruh, I hate to break it to you, but, there was this is going to be funny. I remember when there was no inertia on movement in the game. And there was wibble wobble when you were aiming down sights with guns. I'm talking the gun would actually wibble wobble. And
Yikes.
I was like, this is bad. This is 100% bad. And if it's the motherfuckers talking about they want to go back to that, all right, y'all need to go play Tarkov. Like, because clearly you just want Tarkov and you don't like having fun and you like having your balls in a vice. But
I'm so dead.
it's just like the game, as far as the actual movement system, how the guns handle, all of that stuff, a lot of the like core gameplay stuff, that stuff is great. We need some tweaking here and there, but that's more like balance and whatnot. I do think the performance still needs to do a couple of they do need to do a couple of passes with performance. Because even though my game runs fine for the most part, I don't ignore the other people who are still having issues. Granted, as long as their rigs are up to code, which can also be a thing in and of itself.
I will say, Ultra on Hunt is very demanding now. I don't even run Ultra on Hunt now, and I used to run Ultra on every game. It's very demanding, and it takes a lot out of not only your computer, but the game's engine itself. Highly recommend not playing on Ultra. Game looks incredible either way.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I don't like playing almost any game on Ultra unless it's like 20 years old. But like that's my thing at the end of the day, right? Like, yeah, you want to play it on Ultra, but do you have the specs to back that up? Because again, we're jumping from a 10-year-old engine to a couple-year-old engine or something like that. And they're capable of so much more. Like, I think the only other game I know of that has had a complete engine rehaul that I can think of, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but fucking Fortnite had one. They went up an engine. And they didn't get through it unscathed either, but everybody gave them a pass because it's Fortnite. And eventually they were going to fix it. So let's see that same energy for Hunt, where they've done this before, and a lot of the key people are still there. I know there's people who have left, but like Dennis, as long as Dennis is there, I feel like Hunt will stay mostly in its lane and basically get better and better and better. This is a stone in the road. We'll get over it. Like, you know, if you want to have a time frame, we can't give one, obviously, because we don't know. I doubt the Hunt team will even know. It just depends on what they can do. But I would say by spring of next year, we'll have, I don't want to say a perfect game, but it'll be even better than it is right now. Like,
there are some issues, but I genuinely believe Hunt is the best it's been for me almost ever on a general level in Hunt 2.0. Mammon's Gulch is incredible. The game looks incredible. It feels incredible. We're getting new and fun, innovative things in the game that we probably could have never gotten in the old engine. They're having fun with it, dude. They added the fucking bomb launcher, the China Lake from Black Ops into the game. Like, it's fun, dude. It's unique. It's fun. We have a katana now. We have a baseball bat now. And I know these came out like in Hunt 1.0, obviously, before 2.0.
Sure.
But I mean, that's just still the last like 365 days that these things were added. And like, this is just a sign of the game getting more loose and more fun. And at the end of the day, it's a fucking video game. The fun is the object of the game.
Right. Like, and what's fun for us may not be fun for others, but there's so much fun to be had in Hunt. I feel like it's hard unless you really just, again, you just like dragging yourself through a mile of glass face first. And, you know, if that's what you like doing, then go for it. But like, when I have fun, like we did Bounty Clash, and, you know, I wasn't having fun at the time, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to go in with a katana only. I got kills. I didn't make it out, but I got kills. I took people with me. And fun. I got up, started slapping the hell out of people. Like, you know, that's what it takes sometimes. The bow. Last night I was playing, and even though there was some other extenuating circumstances, like I said, technical issues and stuff like that, I wasn't doing great with like rifles and shit. So what did I do today? I grabbed 2 bows. Because it's one of the funnest ways I know how to play Hunt, because Hunt is primarily a shooter, and you have that meme that there's always a bow in a shooter, but I'm talking, this one actually feels like a bow. in comparison to a lot of those other games. A lot of those other games, it just feels like it's just like, yeah, just pull it real quick and whatever. You can't necessarily do that in Hunt.
Before there was bullet drop, the bow had bullet drop.
The bow, the crossbow, all of that.
Yep, they had actual projectiles that flew in the air that had drop before bullet drop existed.
Yep, and I don't think bullet drop's even that egregious. To be honest,
It's not,
with you.
dude. It's not. I'm gonna go on a limb here, and I might have people unsubscribe for me saying this. I do not notice bullet drop 90% of the time, unless I am shooting at somebody literally over half a compound away from me. A pop shot, a Hail Mary pass. I don't even notice the bullet drop. On almost any weapon, 90% of the time, I don't have to account for bullet drop. If I'm shooting long range with a scope, that is when I have to account for bullet drop, and it is not as egregious as you would think. Warzone had worse bullet drop. It's not that bad.
I didn't even know Call of Duty had bullet drop.
Warzone did, yep.
Weird. All right.
Well, because you'd fire, because in Warzone, you could literally shoot at somebody like 30 miles away from you with a scope.
Okay.
So
fair.
you would have to aim very high. But the point being, everybody hears about these things coming to Hunt, these changes. And instead of trying them themselves, they just go right to the forums and go, where? Like,
Yeah.
why? They go, where? Why, dude? Bullet drop was good for the game. They did it very subtly. It's not like the entire game, you fire and your bullets go 5 feet and just slap into the ground. You don't even notice it. So, if all bullet drop being added does is fuck over those bush Wookiees with a scope sitting in a bush for 30 minutes, good. Make it harder for them to hit their shots.
Right.
So, on a general level, there's a lot that Hunt 2.0 has ironed out well. The functionality from day one is better. Oh my god, even the UI from day one is better. The favoriting system works now. The loadout system works now. They fixed the bug with the custom ammo not being applied in loadouts. So, and then on the topic of the UI, while I'm talking about it, if you work with this UI, you utilize the favorites, you make loadouts, you set presets, it's actually a pretty efficient UI. Even if it's ugly, it is efficient and it works. And I actually like it in a lot of ways.
Better. And it's going to get better. They announced a bunch of UI changes coming to 2.2.
Yep. I genuinely, on the regard of functionality, I actually like this UI more than the old one a lot. Does it look ugly as hell? Yeah. But it looks ugly as sin, just like the COD UIs do. But it's functional. And at the end of the day, I'm not logging into Hunt to fucking look at the UI. So what does it matter? If the UI is ugly, but perfectly functional and even good in some ways, I'm fine with that. And they're improving it. Add it to the list of things that are being ironed out in Hunt 2.0 by next year. I'm telling you, come back at least by June of next year, and you'll have the best Hunt you've ever had. We got Hellborn, a whole new map. We've got new and innovative equipment, tools, and guns, new traits, new events, although we'll talk about the event. I think it was a lackluster, beside the point. There's a lot happening in Hunt, and now we're going to get a Post Malone skin, so get used to it. But either way, they've ironed out a lot, and they're still working on it, and they listen to us. They listen to us. Even if people act like they don't. Crytek listens. It's just that a lot of you fuckers make it hard to listen because you just scream at them all the time, and they can't get the actual issues and actual opinions. So we all have to help out with that. Do the surveys, be civil in the forums. Like, the amount of fucking 30,000 upvote anti-Ghostface posts I saw on Reddit for the last 2 months a few weeks was crazy.
Yeah. No, and honestly, like, I think I mentioned it earlier, I really do believe that Post Malone would fit better than fucking Ghostface.
He would. Dude loves the game. Dude's a down-to-earth person. He's got a vintage look with a lot of his outfits. He honestly kind of dresses like a bum half the time, like half of our hunters do. They're literally bums. So
yeah, imagine being a murder hobo in Hunt Showdown. I couldn't imagine it.
Imagine being Post Malone the murder hobo in Hunt Showdown. Dude, can you imagine playing a game, 400 hours, you love this game, and then you get to be in the game, bro? Oh, I would be ecstatic.
Oh, yeah. No, and that's the thing is that, like, it's the other thing people have talked about. Like, you know, it was, again, like, to, like, a certain extent, like the Ghostface thing. If Ghostface brings people in, cool. Post Malone's going to bring in more people. I'm almost positive.
A lot of people, dude.
Even if it's just 2. And people were like, well, why don't you interview the streamers? And I was like, because the streamers, one, already bring in people by just the nature of their job. And they also have skins too.
They get gun skins, yeah.
Yeah. And granted, would it be cool to see some of those streamers as hunters? Yeah, like it'd be funny. But then you would also get the people that are accusing it of being closer to Fortnite, where you get like your ninja Hunt Showdown skin. But I also trust that a lot of the Crytek partners would want that Hunt Showdown look. They just wouldn't want them in fucking like basketball shorts and a fucking black t-shirt or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think this. I guess we'll get touch back on the culture changing thing, but we're going all over the place. I'm fine with this. More of an open discussion today instead of bullet points. Here's my hot take. I'm totally fine with more crossovers, more Easter eggs, more reference in the skins and stuff in Hunt, provided that at the end of the day, it's just the face. Like, take a famous Hunt streamer, right? You could put their likeness as the face of the hunter in the game, and then give them an actual unique hunter name, actual unique lore, and actual unique look. And I don't give a fuck. That's totally fine with me. That's cool. That's fun, and it keeps it in Hunt. And the thing is, if you did not have somebody go and tell you, oh, this is the Psycho Ghost skin, most people probably wouldn't even know it was him, based off just the facial likeness alone. And that's the thing. Post Malone is going to be pretty fucking obvious. But if they wanted to go down that route, I'm totally here for it, and it would be fun. I think Post Malone in the game is going to be shocker, but it's going to bring so many people into the game. There's going to be random people who don't play Hunt going, oh my god, they added a Post skin, I got to get in on this hype, and they're going to make a random Hunt Showdown video when they've never made one before. That is going to bring people in. Random people that didn't even know Hunt existed, but purely by word of mouth at most, will go, you know what, maybe I'll try the funny cowboy game. Because Post Malone's in it now.
I agree. And honestly, like that's the other side of it is that like if I had like for whatever reason talked with Post Malone and was like and he was like, yeah, dude, I want to you want to play some games. I wouldn't say fucking no. The fuck? If Crytek also on the other hand came knocking on the door, it's like, hey, we want you to design a skin. Doesn't even have to be a hunter skin. A skin. Do you want to do that? Fuck yeah, I do. I love this game.
Bro, I'm telling you, Post Malone, if you're one of my 1,200 subscribers for some fucking reason, dude, play Hunt with us. Get on the cast, man.
Could you imagine
you hear me? Can you imagine him like in the dressing room right now, smoking a blunt, just hanging out, listening to this podcast, and this comes up? I'd fucking lose my mind. This is vivid in my head.
Oh, yeah.
Now.
It would be so great.
I have a headcanon now that he watches Between the Hunt. Everybody say hi to Post Malone in the comments.
Say hi to Post Malone. But yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, I don't really care. Like, I would say like keep some of the more problematic people out of the Hunt space. Which I'm pretty sure they're already good about that anyway. But like, I don't know. There's just not really like, I don't see Post Malone as a skin coming into the game as a loss. I just don't. And like I was saying, I think based on the teaser, because this will go into the event stuff that we wanted to talk about a little bit. I think the new event teaser that just showed up, he might be a center figure in it. And I think that would actually be a really cool way to do it. And honestly, part of me is hoping that they add a bit more flair to this event. Because, boy howdy, the events lately have been something.
Yeah, we can finally talk about this. This event kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's because I know we were talking about it in the Discord a little bit the other day. I genuinely don't think... I think events have lost their flair. And that's unfortunate. Because the thing is that an event is supposed to be an event. And there's some people that are saying, well, it's more like seasons right now. And I was like, yeah, I feel that. I feel that it's really been just seasons. Like, there's just new shit in this season. And that's it, right?
Like Fortnite, instead of it being an event where the game is fundamentally changed for a period of time.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, the last time that happened, and people There's some people I know that were already like, well, what the hell? Last time that happened was Serpent Moon. Serpent Moon was one of the few events. It's like me, a bunch of other people. I even hear content creators when they talk about the best event. It was Serpent Moon. It encouraged all aspects of the fucking game, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That like you can dislike it as much as you want. I won't get on you for that. But we're talking about fundamentally changing the game, and that was definitely Serpent Moon in a nutshell, because you had snakes that you collected. You had to get snakes out of a basket, so you actually had to interact with a normal animal, not a crazy one, a normal animal, get it out of its fucking basket, but it would bite you if you weren't good at like getting close to it or didn't have beast face. That was the other thing. That was one of the first times they tried to buff beast face. You had to get in there, grab the snakes out, and then you put them in your pocket, and then you went to the objective, because you got these snakes from exploring, and you put them in the easy bake oven and had yourself a little snake feast. Now, the other side of that, the other trifecta, because we have objective and exploration on the event, you have PvP. You totally were more incentivized to play PvP in that. I remember I had a friend, I still play games with her occasionally. Her and I, it was like first couple of months we had met each other, then we get to Serpent Moon. Her and I were duo V trios, and we just went ham one game. Because the whole thing was, one of the other aspects, you still got your event points, but one of the other aspects of Serpent Moon, and they could, if they had iterated on this, it could have been a little bit better, but you could snag tokens from people that they had already collected. So you collected the snakes that they had. So you were more incentivized to PvP those motherfuckers. So you got in and I'm not talking like her and I were like rolling around. No, I remember it was the Serpent Moon nighttime with the green moon, which I kind of missed, by the way. But that's the other thing that was cool about it. We were just running. We were running through Stillwater. We had just gotten done rolling one team, and then we heard another team over near Chapel. So we went over to Chapel, killed them, went back, fought another team. It was like one of the craziest hunt matches I ever had. Dude, I walked out of that match with over 2,000 event points because we played to an extreme, and we got rewarded for doing well by playing to that extreme. And it was like, dude, I just literally blew through a fucking 2 levels of a current battle pass just by running around and playing the game to an extreme, because we were incentivized to do so. The modern stuff, not really. You get 8 points or 8 or 10 points or whatever it is to kill a hunter and loot him. Okay, cool, whatever. Just was what it was. But I feel like, what was even the last good event? Really good. I would say Shadows or
Rotjaw, dude.
Yeah, because that had the most thing. Because honestly, I don't. Now that the hype has died down about Hellborn, I don't really care about him that much. He's fun, he's cool, but he's kind of an afterthought.
I think I miss Rotjaw, bro. I miss Rotjaw.
I've not seen her once.
I genuinely don't think she's in the map, dude.
Well, she was at least in the map enough for them to have the bug where she was still dropping only 1. So she's still there. It's just she's so rare, and the problem is that during the event she's going to be even rarer because there's not as many conditions for her to show up in. Also, there's the middle bounty, which would override her as well. There's also double bounty, which will override her.
I miss Rotjaw, my beloved. She was fun. I haven't seen her since I literally haven't seen her. I've seen her one time since the last event. Once.
No, I haven't seen her. And you know what the other problem is? We're missing 2 other maps she could be on.
Rotjaw, I miss you.
Because that's actually been one of my personal complaints. As good as the game itself has been, we really lost out on content. Like you just said, where's Rotjaw? Because we don't have Rotjaw anymore because the event stuff supersedes Roddy, and that's fine if she's not part of the event. Cool, whatever. But it sucks because it's like, okay, like I don't get to interact with this thing because the event's in the way, and honestly, I'm not even that jazzed about the event. Like, it's fine, it's cool. I like the spookiness and the fun, but overall, just whatever. But then on top of that, we're missing 2 other maps where she could show up, and she's just not.
You know what? You know what, dude? You know what, Crytek? The one, because I know there's at least one dude at Crytek that watches my videos. If there's a few of you, hear me the fuck out here, all right? Follow me here. Go all out with the flea circus, okay? Make it a whole event. The Post Malone skin. Put as much content in the game as humanly possible. Have not only Racha on a map, but the regular non-wild bounty and the Master Clue or Master Bounty. Put all of it on that shit. Fucking, I don't care if it makes it a clown fiesta. It is the flea circus, man. If every lobby is going to be chaotic as hell, now is the time to do it. Make an event that is crazy and fun and has so much jam-packed into it that all of those people that might join for the Post Malone collab, if they come and try out the game, they're gonna be like, this is fucking awesome. What? Why didn't I play Hunt before? Because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of those people are not gonna like Hunt if they play regular Hunt. They're not gonna like it. It's too slow for them, and I get that. But if they come in when it's fun and exciting, they'll be willing to come back during the next event, and that's better than not having that player at all. So,
I agree.
Go completely balls to the wall. Fuck any criticism. Just go crazy with it for an event and see what happens. If after the fact, everybody goes, that was too much, then you know. There has never been an event yet where I've gone, this is too much. Never. You're always playing it safe, and I get it. Go fucking crazy for the flea circus. Make it a circus. And if everybody has a ton of fun in it, then we have a great frame of reference for future events. Go fucking crazy with it. It would be a blast. I'm tired of this safe bullshit. This Halloween event barely felt like an event, I'll be honest.
Yeah, the last two barely felt like one.
Like, oh, cool, we got booties on the spider. Sick. It's wearing socks. Awesome. Butcher's head is a pumpkin. That's great. Great event, guys. All right. See you next year. See you next Halloween. Preach.
Yeah, that's definitely the old, and I at least like that they keep stuff in, right? Because they had that even during before events were a thing around the time period. They would put that stuff in the game, but I was like, that hardly constitutes an event. Even a season, it doesn't even constitute a season, because like when I think of seasons, now I see what the fuck Fortnite's been doing, because again, like I said, it just recently got back into it after several years.
Me too.
And the fact that I was flying around, this is gonna be goofy, but the fact that I was like flying around as like Iron Man, and like then I could switch to Black Panther's claws and then just use a chainsaw to run up on a motherfucker, like that's ridiculous. The fuck? And like, even though I don't like the current season of Fortnite personally, the fact that we have a Rap God minigun, like, it's silly. Like, and I don't need Hunt to explicitly be silly. That's not what I'm saying, but I would love it if Hunt had the craziness that it did during Serpent Moon, even parts of Devil's Moon, fucking Tide of Shadows. I think those 3, that was like one of the most fun periods I had playing Hunt. Like, not to say the rest of the Tide were bad, but like, I want events to feel like events. I want these things to feel like, and people have been saying that, you know, like I hear even content creators talking about it. Hey, these aren't events, they're seasons. I want an event. Even if it's only once a year. If you want to do the rest of the year completely safe, take one event a year and just be like, hey, let's go a little crazier with it.
Like, dude, I'm gonna go out of left field here. Like for example, World of Warcraft. It's a fucking MMO. When they do events like the Dark Moon Fair, people fucking get on and buy a subscription to be a part of it. Like, it's cool, it's fun, it's unique. These events in a game can be one of the most exciting times in a fucking game. And in Hunt, we get socks on Spider. Like, fuck, dude. It's not an event. And a battle pass is not an event. You're right. I love that analogy. This is seasons, not events. I'm huge. I'm huge on that. That is a great way to describe how I feel about the Hunt event space lately. They're not events, they're just seasons. It's clockwork, it's by the numbers. Okay, cool. Here's a battle pass, here's your challenges, here's some skins. See you later. Like, what? We're not even getting completely unique packs anymore. They bring back old packs, which, by the way, I'm not against. It just contributes to the whole feeling of it not being substantial.
Right.
If they wanted to, dude, oh my, hear me out here. The Flea Circus, right? They do 5 packs instead of 3, and they bring back a couple old ones that we haven't seen in 2 years. Ooh, that would be fun. Maybe, hear me out here. Make it fucking crazy. You've got your 3 regular packs, 1 packed, a wild card packed that is different in every game. It's an old rotating pack from the old days, and not Death Street, fucking obviously, but like just random old packs with those old buffs. It would be fucking hilarious. Oh, it'd be so much fun, dude. Fuck.
I agree. I could see like that being an event, you know, like going out there and doing shit. Honestly, hold on. Honestly, give me the whole fucking circus. Like, have the circus on the map.
Bro, dead ass! Put a compound on the map that is a circus tent, a huge circus tent. Fucking pull a Fortnite. Replace one of the compounds with something else.
Right.
Make it fun! Fuck, dude! Oh my god, in my head, I can picture it. I can picture replacing one of the compounds with a big circus tent, like it's a whole festival, the Circus of Fleas. It would be so much fucking fun. God damn it, man. I love Hunt, but I just want to have that unbelievable fun that drives me to want to play the game, that makes me think about the game when I'm not playing it. I want that again. I haven't had that probably since Rotjaw came out.
Right.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. And to be clear, this isn't either of us saying that Hunt isn't fun. Hunt at its core is a fun game. But I do remember when I was actually genuinely excited for events. And now I'm just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
we got another event. We got another event coming.
Cool, I guess I'll complete the battle pass. All right, see y'all in a couple months.
Definitely my face. Like, that is...
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I remember, I remember, I suck Hunt's dick, dude. I love this game. I want everybody to understand that I love this game. My channel is themed around it. But, of course, without love, there cannot be criticism. We need the criticism to keep the game alive. Constructive criticism. Mindless bitching does nothing. But I think what we do and what we really push this community to do is the healthy thing. Come up with unique, innovative ideas, because 10,000 minds are better than fucking 100 in the dev team. Get a bunch of minds on this, come up with cool and unique ideas, and see how we can implement them, and we'll all have a better game for it. Just be constructive, and be honest. What we do here. I love the game, but I want to be so excited for an event that I want to play it. I want to go to work, and I want to be like, fuck, I want to play Hunt when I go home. I miss that feeling. And if we had a super exciting, fun event, I could easily see that happening to me again, and I would be so ready for it.
I agree. I'm here for the crazier side of things. I'm here for, because the thing is that I think if we had something that just struck at the core of Hunt and like did something crazy, because honestly, it sucks that the best part of this past event was the fact that we got a new bare bones game. like
a literal new game mode that took people away from bounty hunt. Yeah, the game.
Yeah,
was
well, and
awesome.
honestly, I don't even care about that. That's the thing, is that I don't give a shit about that. The only thing I give a shit about is that it is not an efficient way to play an event. Like, it is far from the most efficient way. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, like, if you're trying to grind the event, there is no reason to go into Bounty Clash versus going to Bounty Hunt. Bounty Clash, on average, you'll have maybe 0 to 1 on an average run of Bounty Clash if you don't get to loot somebody that you killed, which is very possible in Bounty Clash.
Now you're capping a little bit. The weapon challenges are great to complete in Bounty Clash.
I'm not talking about challenges.
Oh.
I agree with you, because the thing is that challenges are its own fucking thing. Like, that gets you to complete the pass, but then people who are wanting to still grind those points afterwards, right? Their better bet is to play Bounty Hunt easily.
I agree.
Because typically the other challenges, like if you want to bring the challenges into it, because I do agree with you, the weapon challenges, because I remember saying that to somebody. I was like, oh yeah, 100%. Weapon challenges are the easier one. But stuff like clues, PvE, any of those challenges, 100% gotta, you have to roll on Bounty Hunt. And Clash doesn't offer, even though it's a shorter game mode, it does not offer the equivalent because you don't get clues, you don't get you get like one banish, you don't get the middle, you don't get the what the hell is it?
The master clue, the master bounty.
Yeah, the cache. Yeah, you don't get the caches. So I was about to say nip knot because that's what we but I was like, that's nobody would know what that fucking is. But like none of that is there. So it's like people are like, well, skill issue. And I was like, yeah, but then you step on a shotgun and then your skill is all out the window. It doesn't matter how much skill you had. You got your dick blown off by a Romero. Like,
and that happens. You can pull up with a $1,500 hunt loadout and a rat with a Romero kills you in Bounty Clash.
Oh, yeah. And that's fine. I have no issue with that. I have zero issue with that. But as far as for playing the event and playing to the battle pass, because let's be real, that's what we play those for, Bounty Clash is not great. And I do know that this is the first iteration, so I'm not going to be super harsh on it, but I'm pretty harsh on it. Like, it is a fun way to play Hunt, because even though people are like, oh, well, it's too fast-paced, I was like, no, the fuck it's not. You kidding me? I got sniped 3 different times by some dude who was fucking circling around the edge of the map. You can still play how you want in that fucking game mode.
Even in the game mode designed to shake up how you play, you could still play exactly how you always have.
Oh, I was so pissed. Oh, I was so pissed. I was mad. I was vehemently pissed.
Bro, I made a video talking about how to make Bounty Clash better to deal with stuff like that.
Well, and that's the thing, is that I don't even care. It's just the fact that they never capitalize on anything, so I got up 3 fucking times. That's the one thing, and people are like, well, battle of attrition. And I was like, yeah, what do you think I do when I just sit in the fucking boss layer and don't come out? I'm attritioning your patience or your stupidity, because I'm going to lull you in a false sense of security, run out the back and be like, haha, I have the bounty now. Goodbye, bitch.
No, we all get timed out, motherfucker. We all die to the timer.
Yeah, no, that was literally, like I said, last night when I was fighting against those two, I had a fucking Winnie in a conversion, nothing expensive, but like when they had the Mosin and auto 5s and 4s or whatever, like when I had that loadout, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna take his ass out too, because there's no way he can get his shit back. Right in the fucking eye. Like, one of my favorite ways to win in Hunt Showdown is to win by spite. And by spite means I may be going down, but I'm taking your ass with me, no matter what.
It's the one resource we humans have, man. It's spite.
Yeah.
It is what makes us different. We are built different because we have pure, unadulterated spite.
I 100% agree.
Man, we've talked about a lot in a shorter amount of time, actually. We've just been kind of bouncing the fuck all over the place.
Yeah, I would say so.
I guess we'll wrap up on the event thing. So in general, how do we both feel about this event? And just for funsies, on a rating of like 1 to 10, what would you give this event? And it doesn't have to be necessarily in comparison to other events, but just in general, your enjoyment of this event, 1 out of 10, and how we feel about it.
I'll say 5. Only because it just feels like, well, so the thing is, people think 5's like a bad score. No, that's just average. It's average. It's it's not like a 1. I would give that to Trader's Moon, because fuck that event. But but no, I would say it's a 5, because it's Hunt with with extra steps, and because of the rocky launch and stuff like that, I do think that affected this event. I do think that not having the other 2 maps back by now, even though I know we're getting Lawson again next month, but still, that's what we're still. Even then, we still will be missing 1 map. And I think that just wore on me. It very much wore on me. Because I was one of the people saying, it's like, look, having 30 days with 1 map is great, but then we start getting the other ones pretty quickly, and that did not happen. We got Stillwater, which is arguably still one of my favorite maps, but also compared to the other now 3, it's very bare bones.
Yep.
Even with the updates. And the updates are great. I loved them. I loved opening up that door on Blanchett because I love being able to fucking blindside shotgun person shit now. And I love that there's a new way into what's it called, Devant, like into the spider building that isn't just here. Let me crawl under or go through one of 2 doors, or like risk getting up on another side. You know, they've definitely done some cool stuff. It's just we need those other crazier compounds back because I love Stillwater as like a breath of fresh air, but when you get used to that same breath of fresh air and it being kind of the more bare bones of the 4, because I'm not saying it's a bad thing that it's bare bones, it wears on anything and no event could save that.
I agree.
There's no event that could save that. I think the next event will be better because we will have 3 maps, but I could tell you probably by the time I am done running Lawson in that event, I will be missing DeSalle. And because I'm already missing DeSalle. DeSalle was like one of my favorite maps before the event.
I love
or
DeSalle.
before Mammon's came out. Like
Mammon's Gulch might still be my favorite map, but that also is partially recency bias. DeSalle is incredible. I love DeSalle.
Yeah, and I remember people hated DeSalle when it came out, but then it got better. Like they did some tweaks, and honestly, I think it's one of their more well-designed maps because they ran with the original core concept design of the game to a T. I think they did what they could with DeSalle, and I think the reason we went to mountains is because they wanted to take it in a different direction. And if we do get 2 more maps, what I am going to enjoy, depending on what they do, because I don't think we'll get another mountain map.
Fuck no.
But I think we will get more vertical maps. And honestly, I think they might even like fuck around with Mammon's a bit more and make it to where we can get up in the fucking mountains. I think that would be fun. Because you know they've gone back and like massively changed parts of older maps, and I wouldn't doubt that they would do it for Mammon's. But what I would say is that they're going to take the lessons from Mammon's and put it somewhere else. Hell, we might get that city map, right? Who knows? We might get an urban map, and maybe it's an urban map specifically for a different game mode. Who knows? Because people talk about, oh, urban maps would be hell because they're thinking all of these buildings have to be on top of each other. No, it's not how buildings were in 1895. We had all of this fucking wide open space, and you could do crazy stuff with an urban map. You just got to let them cook. And I hope we get really cool maps going forward. And I hope they don't have to take maps out again, because that would be hell.
Yeah, it's been rough.
Yeah. Now, what about you? What would you say?
I was gonna say, yeah. Let me fucking okay. I'm gonna hit you with a heater here after I sucked Hunt's dick for a while. 4 out of 10.
Damn.
I truly think I'm going to forget this entire quote unquote event in a month. I already don't remember half of it. I don't remember doing half the battle pass. It didn't feel like a fucking event, man.
No,
and they didn't do anything they didn't do anything so egregiously wrong that I want to give it a very negative rating. But I can't give it any positive rating. It just is meh to me.
Yeah. No, that's why I gave it a 5. Like that's exactly why I gave it a 5. It's whatever.
Because I'm not including Bounty Clash as part of this event, by the way. It came out during this time, but it is not related to the event.
No, it's not. Like,
if I was including Bounty Clash, it'd be like a 7 out of 10, because Bounty Clash is fucking awesome. But I'm not including it.
No, and I'm not, because it's like, it definitely is, like, technically part of the event, but it has nothing to do with it. Like I said, you didn't get more event points for just playing it. You didn't get, you know, like, it was more, like I said, it was more viable to play Bounty Hunt. It was more viable to play Soul Survivor than Bounty Clash for engaging with the event and its battle pass.
There wasn't even Bounty Clash exclusive challenges for the battle pass. It was completely unrelated to the event.
Yeah, and I think part of that is one of the problems with the current challenge system, and having a limited time game mode kind of throws that for a loop, because what if you have people who can't play on weekends and they have 2-3 challenges that they can't do, right?
Yep.
So it is what it is, and I hope they make the event challenges specifically more interesting. I hated seeing Mosins all the time. I hated seeing the same shit all the time.
You
Like,
know
I'm just
what?
like, dude, this
You know what?
sucks.
You're speaking facts, King. Actually, there were weeks where I couldn't play Hunt because the challenges made everybody take the most dog-ass loadouts that I hated. You're going down to a 3 out of 10. Fuck this event. Ugh.
I wouldn't even, honestly, I wouldn't even say that was the event's problem. That's just their new challenge system, because I didn't like it in the original event that when they redid it. So I like the core idea of the challenges. We'll do this as like kind of a pinpoint, because this is definitely part of the event, right? Like the last 2 events it's been a part of. I like that we can do the event challenges whenever the fuck we want. Please make it not so everybody has the same goddamn weapon ones. Like, I don't like seeing Mosins all the time, because that's the other thing. Why are you going to put something in that and then just play to the meta? Like,
What?
don't play to the meta.
Dude, Crytek, for the love of God, conform to industry norms on this one specific thing. Every game that exists, I swear, I'm seeing it in almost every game. If you have a specific challenge involving a specific thing, you have an alternate challenge you can also do that is generic and takes longer, but it'll pass the challenge. Like, instead of doing, I don't know, fucking 1,000 damage on a Mosin, it'll be 1,000 damage on a Mosin or 2,000 damage with any weapon. Or any rifle, rather. Done.
Yeah.
Bam, you're good. You can have people still play with their regular loadouts, and they will, because they like those loadouts, and they'll still get their challenges done. Or you can have the guys that want to speedrun the battle pass use the specific weapon. Make it so that it's... You can even make it so that it's fucking annoying. You can make it like triple the amount of damage on that regular rifle. But as long as there's an alternative, it leaves room for there to be other loadouts during those weeks. And that's what I hated. I hated every fucking person having the same weapons because of these specific weapon challenges. It made games so boring. One of Hunt's greatest strengths is the variety that they have access to as hunters. And then you take that away by saying, hey, you have to use an Abdomat, or rather a Mosin. Half of them use fucking Abdomats, but you have to use a Mosin. Well, fantastic, cool. I've got 3 fucking guns to choose from. Awesome. I guess I'll see these 3 guns the whole week. Thanks, Crytek. So, just add the alternate. It's an industry norm. Everybody's doing it. I highly fucking recommend it. It would actually help a lot.
Yeah, and honestly, on top of that, like one of the biggest issues I have is also it exacerbated some really bad like balance issues, right? Like, because if it had just been like, hey, deal long ammo damage, that to me would be infinitely more interesting than do Mosin damage. Because then, guess what? I could take the Labelle, which I prefer over the Mosin. Or I could take the Sparks if I'm feeling particularly lazy, because if I could hit him in the big toe, I'll still get 100 damage on him.
Yep.
Like, and that's my thing, is that they have this really great system in place and they're misutilizing it, in my opinion. I think the PvE challenges are a lot better and at least a little bit more interesting. Like the one where it's just like, hey, get melee damage against monsters. Okay, I do that a lot of the time anyway. Like, not even that they're interesting, but like they don't facilitate any sort of interesting challenge. Like, they're not challenges, they're just like, hey, play this game this particular way. And I think that's unfortunately a shame, because I think that also stems from a lot of other games just being kind of meh, you know? Like,
they're literally called challenges. They should be a challenge.
Yeah, and
it shouldn't be a tax on your time.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but like getting 1,000 damage, and again, I'm not bemoaning people who like using the Mosin. I used to use the Mosin a ton. Then I just graduated to the Labelle in my hunt career. Because to me, the Labelle has always been more interesting as far as a gun is concerned. But like getting 1,000 or 10,000 damage with a Mosin is not hard to do. My friend, who is a 1-star, got it without me having to help him. And that to me is that, like, it's not so much a challenge. Yeah, you still have to hit him, but let's be real. We have to do that anyway. Like, that's just people's fucking like aim. But what I'm saying is, a 1-star player, and again, I love this guy. He just doesn't have the amount of time to dedicate to playing Hunt, but he has a good time when we're all playing it. That's all that matters, right? And he's like, I don't care that I'm stuck in 1-star. When we have fun on Hunt, we have fun on Hunt. And I was like, damn, Skippy, we do. But like, if a 1-star person can get that challenge within a reasonable amount of time, and again, I'm not saying that you should have the challenges be so unreasonable where it takes 4 days. But if you can get it within a reasonable amount of time, it's not a challenge. Like, maybe do something else or something like that. I don't know. I don't know the actual thing to do with this. Like, I don't know what the fix is. I know one of the fixes is just don't select primary weapons. Like, I almost understood the auto 4, but then that included the auto 5, so you're immediately not getting damage with the new weapon, right?
Yep.
Then they even had one where it was snipers. And I hated that, but I liked that a hell of a lot better than anything else, because then you had the sniper. But again, I don't know what the solution to this particular problem is. I hope they come to a solution. I don't even know if it's that much of an issue, like, for other people. But I know me and the people I have played with fucking hate them, because it sucks. And honestly, I can do personally at 4,040 hours, I can do the challenges on a decent day. I can do them in 3 hours for the entire week. That's it. Done. Right? Like, if I just focus on getting whatever it is done, and most of the time I didn't have to focus on it, right? I can get them done in 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. On a particularly bad week, it took me 2 days. But I hope that, because that, I think, would also help with the events as well, and not feeling like such a drag. But who knows? I'm just a dude who plays Hunt.
As are we all. Alright, we gave the event a numerical rating. Let's make sure we covered all the points before we go to lore or anything like that. We don't have too much more to talk about today. The Fair Play Task Force had a video come out today. I don't really want to talk too much on it. Basically, they just confirmed that, yeah, all the cheaters are in 6-star. That's crazy. Who would have fucking thought that the people playing the game the best get to the highest rank possible very quickly? I'm unsurprised. But we covered Post Malone, Hunt culture changing, event coming to a close, how we felt about it. Hunt 2.0, how it's been ironed out. Plug the live stream again, Sunday, 4 PM EST. Fucking be here on this channel in Hunter's Lodge, participate, become immortalized. And we talked about some of the events that were better than this one. Sick. I guess we could move on to our lore. Now, seeing as Thanksgiving is right around the corner, folks, we thought that it would be very, not only honorable, but enjoyable to discuss the Native American hunters in the game. So, we have quite a few. We have, I believe, 4 in total, maybe 5 in total. Let me double check.
There are more, but we're focusing on ones from around Light the Shadow, because there's for those that are looking for other Native American hunters, I do believe it's the Fang Shearer, and I know she's not obtainable anymore, but Cardinal Rain is also a Native American hunter.
Right. I think we'll focus on the ones that a lot more people have, and the ones that their culture is a big part of not only their look, but like their influence in the game and their lore. So I think that leaves us with 4 options here. Which leaves us with, let me scroll and fucking get the list. Oh, I didn't send them to you because I'm a dumb asshole. Awesome. So there's Tesh Wraith, the Exile, the Third Son, and the Wayfarer. I suppose we could begin with Tesh Wraith, the only one that is able to be obtained right now. You could go buy his DLC and get him.
I think Fang Shearer can be bought with blood bonds. I'm not sure.
Okay, cool.
I'll check that while you're reading.
Yep. Unwilling to relocate from their tribal lands, Francois Brassard's family fled to the margins of the swamplands, scaring trespassers off with eerie skill, stealth, and visage. Having thrived in a habitat shunned for its inhospitality, the family became hunters by necessity and successes by merciless practice. So what I like about this particular lore for him is that a lot of people, when they think of Native Americans, they go right to extremes. It's like hey, this is gonna sound so racist, like the Heya Hoya like dancing around a fire. They go right to the extreme image of what a Native American is. This lore shows you that a Native American could just be any regular ass dude that you know, but they happen to have that Native American influence in their culture and the stories. And so, being that it's something learned in their family, that they have these skills necessarily, which also is another stigma. Not all Native Americans are hunters or nature people, right? But back in the day, this was very prevalent in their culture. So these individuals, even though they have regular ass dude names, and they're working amongst your regular working class, they're not in the fucking woods with a bow and arrow, like their visuals might imply. They have these skills. And so when they're called upon the hunt and they have to use them, they have access to them and they're useful. And they have this skill that is useful for people like the AHA and their fellow hunters. And they have this appreciation for nature. So I think that this actually is probably, this is going to sound so dumb, this is great, like, representation of different cultures. This is such a more earnest and honest way to do it, where you show that these are regular people. They're not all a fucking, what's the word, a stereotype.
Right. No, and I think honestly, and we'll definitely get to that as well. I think also showing the Native American hunters with modern weaponry as well.
Yes.
Is like, yes, they have their bow. They have the tomahawks. Like, they have those weapons, but they're also not so far removed, like, you know, maybe some cowboy pics would like insinuate that they didn't use guns, because around 1895, yeah, they were using firearms. Like, I think it was like and I haven't watched it, but I saw a clip where it was like a group of Native Americans. I think it was Yellowstone. Like, I don't remember what the side series is, but it goes back to around hunt time. And they had firearms, but they still very much had their ways, right? And they still used bows and arrows, but they weren't basically, they were depicted as like, yes, we need this in order to, you know, hunt better, survive, whatever, protect ourselves. So I agree with you. They actually had a whole blog post on adding those hunters for the first time, and it was pretty good.
Okay, am I capping? I'm looking at Teshwraith on the wiki, and then I look at his Steam page, and there's a different paragraph of lore there. Was I just reading the wrong motherfucker's lore? I'm about to lose my mind, Deadman.
I don't know.
Because it's next to Teshwraith in the wiki, but this wiki also sucks. Let me see. Okay, so maybe that's just additional lore. I wish I could go in game and look at it, but unfortunately I own the hunter, so I can't see it in game. Maybe the lore in his page is just the weapon lore. Let's see. Because he came with himself, he came with a Springfield striker and a knife. So, small and delicate, a choir of pastel purple bunched fist-like shading... Okay, small and delicate, a choir of pastel purple bunched, fist-like, shading the hidden blades of its subtle wooden thorn. So named is the verbena blade. Okay, yep, this is weapons lore. A subtle but steadfast companion for those who stalk the bayou with stealth. Like the Teshwraith, that insidious trickster, that bayou puck, that outlaw. With theatrical flair he bests his enemies, his Springfield never far from his hand, and a laugh never far from his lips. In spite of all that has befallen his family, and in spite of the corruption that walls them in on every side. Now the threat of a greater God damn, the wording on his paragraphs goes hard, I can't fucking keep up. Now the threat of a greater shadow at hand, one he has fought and bested before. The Teshwraith shines out of the shadows, striking at its dark heart. Shadow takes shadow, dawn takes night, camouflaged and protected by the very same energy that fuels the unspeakable being. Light my shadow, dark my days, light my shadow, dark my days, dark my days, dark my days. Okay, so that is still his lore. It just gives you his actual given name, and then it gives you, I guess, I don't know, his tribal name or his taken name, the name he goes by, is Teshwraith, but his actual birth name is Francois Brassard. Okay. That's cool. Big fan of that. I like that it gives you personality too. He's not just the Native American hunter. Hey ahoy! He laughs while he does this. It's theatrical for him. He uses modern weaponry. He uses a gun, and it's his favorite weapon. It's valuable to him. He has his blade. He's never without his weapons. I'm honestly, I love Tesh Wraith. I actually use the skin quite a bit. So
yeah, he's cool as fuck.
I like his look a lot. He stands out. He's very unique looking. I think Crytek did a good job with him. And his guns look sick too, actually. I like his gun and his knife look really nice. Now
I agree. Also, I was incorrect. I do believe, unfortunately, the Feng Sure, he was a Bloodbond hunter during Tide of Shadows, but like that's back when they were still doing limited run Bloodbond hunters.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Unfortunate, but hey, whatever.
Alright, so I suppose now we can move on to our other 3 hunters, and then we will move on to the weapons from that battle pass, because it also touches on their lore a little bit too. But that is it for our Bayou Wraith, Tesh Wraith. Now on to the Exile. Delphine Terrebonne grew up in the heat of her grandfather's rage at his tribe's displacement from Louisiana. An artist with leather, bone, and shell, Delphine returned to her ancestral home to find work, instead finding a corruption against which she vowed to fight with axe, bow, and blade. That's cool. So, their family was displaced. Unfortunately, this is a big part of American history, lightly touched on but needs to be talked about. A lot of folks were completely not only displaced from their homes, but basically fucking left out to die. Trail of Tears, etc. So, people getting displaced from their native lands is not uncommon, and I like that they're not afraid to discuss that in this lore, but this character, Delphine Terrebonne, the Exile, she doesn't let it define her. Even though she goes by the name The Exile, she was exiled from her lands, she's, in a sense, reclaiming them and reclaiming her ancestry. She's fighting to take back the lands that were taken from her, that are now being taken from the folks that took it from her, by basically the forces of hell. She's helping to fight back against it with her skills, honoring her ancestors. This is also really cool. I've never seen her in game. She looks alright, but this lore I'm a big fan of, and I like that, again, they're giving all of these characters actual birth names, so they're not just a stigma, they're not just a stereotype to you. It's not like Captain Firewater. This is Delphine Terrebonne, the Exile, and she wears that name proudly. I like this a lot. I think they did a really good job with the Native Americans here in the lore for them. It's really cool. It's not stereotypes. It is actual people as they are in real life with the culture alongside them.
I agree. And the one thing I will say as well is there is very much a thing to be said for, because you had mentioned kind of the look. I love how they got actual looks from like period accurate Native American times. Like in the sense of like they're not just all shirtless. You know, they have actual garb from that time period. And it's all different, and it's like, you know, you can see the modernization as it went up, right? Like, because like with her, she's really awesome, but they don't really have that stereotypical headdress that you would always see on all of them, right? Like the bandana with the feather coming out. Like they still had feathers as like hair decorations and whatnot. The Exile has the shaved sides of his head, I do believe, or not the Exile. Third Son, I do believe he has like the shaved sides of his head still, and but you would almost see something like that in a modern world, so to speak, where it was like if somebody was coming wearing their traditional garb, that is something I could see them wearing, right?
I agree. There. The Third Son. We've only got one more after this, and then we'll cover their weapons. The third son of a third son. Nahatobi was in there you go. That name caught me for a loop. I wasn't even ready to keep reading the sentence. There's your traditional native name. The third son of a third son. Nahatobi was endowed with notable strength, a brazen manner, and a preternatural skill in hand-to-hand combat. Word I've never seen. Wow. Preternatural.
Preternatural, yeah.
Preternatural. Yep.
I think it could be pronounced a couple different ways. Either way,
Yes.
I know what the word is. Yeah.
Christ. By day, a dedicated, curious, and quiet librarian. By night, a silent and deadly terror with pistol or blade. These are regular-ass people with modern jobs. This is awesome. I love this.
Agreed.
We're breaking down the stereotypes that all of them are fucking nomad hunters like they were, like some of them were hundreds of years ago. These are regular-ass people, some with modern-ass names, just living their lives as anybody else would, but they've been taught these lessons, they know these stories, so they have these skills that were given to them by family. That's really cool. Good job, Crytek. You have done the DEI presentation so much better than people actually trying to do it.
Right.
Have done it.
I often say Hunt Showdown's one of the best and most.
Alright, and then the Wayfarer. The Wayfarer roamed to Louisiana to face the monsters there, earning her keep along the way. Her tales of exploit and adventure have earned her acclaim, but what few know is that every word is true. So, this is an individual that actually rode to Louisiana for the explicit purpose of fighting. Okay, every dog in the area needs to shut up right now. Thanks, asshole. I'm the only person home, so they're all in here. So the Wayfarer, this is somebody who actually, instead of getting involved with the hunt by chance, or by proxy, or like hunt adjacent, they rode to Louisiana to join the hunt directly, earning their keep, fighting the monsters, spreading their tales of exploits and adventure. That's cool. That's like, in a sense, a similar vein to what a lot of other hunters have been, like the Viking hunters as well. You're earning your stories, you're earning your keep, you're building this legend of yourself, and now you're bringing all those skills to the hunt where it's needed the most. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we have their weapons too. I didn't really have an order to this. Verbana, we already covered that. That's actually Teshwraith's knife. The Tomahawk. It's a throwing axe skin. These were from Light the Shadows, the event, so you can no longer acquire them, hopefully maybe one day. The Tomahawk, symbolic of both war and peace, takes its name from the Algonquin word for cutting tool. It has served that purpose for generations, shaping both the landscape and the lives of those who wielded them. In the bayou, this throwing axe continues the fight for life. And it actually looks pretty sick. I would not mind having that throwing axe skin. Although there are some pretty nice throwing axe skins. The scythe is sick. So it's got a lot of competition.
Oh yeah, the Murmur Blade where it's the fucking what the hell are they called? Butcher knives. Yep. Those are really cool. Like I can say that I think most of the throwing axe skins that have come out are actually, in my opinion, better than a lot of the throwing knife skins.
I agree.
That have come out.
I agree. I'm a big fan of the kunai, but yeah.
I like Sophia's knives better than anything else, other than the swarm cutters from,
Fair. Faultless. Once an heirloom of the Akune family, this conversion has taken its share of knocks. On her return, the exile sought it out, finding it the perfect tool to right wrongs. So that's the exile's conversion. Deadman, whenever you just said I couldn't hear it.
Well, what the fuck?
You're good now.
Okay, good.
It is my jank ass Dollar Tree ass setup that I have.
Yeah, what's it called? I was saying that I love that conversion skin, like more than any other conversion skin in the game, because one is the most unique. Aside from like the kids, and the new one's cool, but kind of is what it is.
It does stand out a lot.
Yep.
We've got here's your stereotypical Native American weapon if you were expecting it, folks. It's the hunting bow. Crazy. The Wayfinder. Quiet as a chill gust of wind heralding a hurricane. The snap of this bowstrings ushers in the inescapable destruction of the exile, finding her way home. So, I like that these two weapons, they tell you a little bit of a story with the exile. She was exiled from her lands. She had her bow. She came back and got her family's traditional pistol. So she took the skills and the weaponry from her Native American ancestry, and she utilized that to get a modern weapon that was her family's as well. That's pretty cool. Big fan of that. And lastly, we have the waxwing. It's a first aid kit. 3 times the call of a waxwing bird alerted the wayfarer to danger on her journey south. Out of gratitude, she stitched its symbol into her first aid kit to forever ward off death. That's cool. And it looks sick for first aid kit, actually. That's pretty sick. Big fan of that. I think that these are, although they don't have a lot of lore, obviously, Light the Shadows is long gone, and it's just not a lot left to be done with the lore. I think Crytek did a really good job with these particular hunters. And I know I say that about a lot of the lore with a lot of hunters, but they went out of their way to show that these are people. They are well beyond a stereotype. They've got names, they've got jobs, and they have culture. They did a really good job of having it not just be a stereotype, and I love these hunters for that. These are actual people, and I think they did a great job. I love these guys. They don't have a lot of lore to talk about, unfortunately, so our lore segment's pretty short. But
that segment,
the lore segment is pretty short, but
yes.
But I'm still a huge fan of them, and I would love to see more in the future.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, actually, kind of like, oh shit, that's cool. Whenever Cardinal Rain came out, and then Fangshire came out, because they, again, Native American, and they were really cool looking. Like, I loved how they looked. I like that they even got a little bit more, like, they leaned more into like what a hunter would dress like, kind of thing.
Right.
Like, because Fangshire, he looks like a southern hunter, and I liked that about him. I thought it was cool.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll cover Cardinal Rain quick. Rains and reptiles marched west, flooding and trampling villages. Chasing them were flashes of red feathers and dauntless arms that buckled the will of the fiercest alligators. Cardinal Rain tracked the rot guiding the beast and seeks to strangle it at the source. There you go. So she's actually trying to help out Rotjaw here, not directly, but actually that is literally from Tide of Shadows. That is directly. That's funny as fuck. So it's not just Rotjaw being our giant malformed amalgamation of an alligator. It is all of these animals of the wilds being taken over, and she's going around killing the infected to save them of a mercy for them and find the source of what the hell is causing this. That's awesome. I'm glad we just covered her there. That's really cool. Good job, Crytek. And she looks pretty sick. I take it back. She looks pretty cool.
And I like that. I like that her little like back cape is actually like gator skin.
That's the thing. I didn't really realize that until I read the lore. I like that. Trying to utilize the skins of these poor animals that you had to put out of their misery, essentially, so that you're leaving nothing to waste. Big fan. Great fucking job.
Love it.
Well, folks, go to the comments. I know this episode was a lot less, I'll say, structured per se than they usually are, but honestly, we're between events. We're at the end of an event right now. Although there's like the fucking Post Malone stuff and the Circus of Fleas is coming up soon, there just wasn't a whole lot to talk about, if I'm being honest. So, plus we did an episode not too long ago, so I think we covered quite a bit and had some good talking points. If there's anything else you wanted to add or thought we forgot, Deadman, before I try and sign us off here.
No, I didn't have too much else, really. Like,
we covered a lot, even still.
Yeah, no, and I think we covered about everything that was worth covering, really. Like, yeah. I hope there's more to talk about next time, like more positive stuff to talk about. Yeah, shit like that.
If they come out of the woodwork with a crazy ass announcement, we could have a little mini-sode talking about it. If it's like the Flea Circus and our ideas for it, we'll do a different thing that's not between the hunt, but us talking about it. I'm sure if that happens, we'll be right here, hunters, to talk about it with you. But as for now, we will conclude this Between the Hunt episode. I would like to shout out our patrons and our members, as always, on the screen here, but I'm going to read them because I'm not going to be an asshole who doesn't read the names. That's a big thing I need to get in the habit of. We've got Zachary Parkerson, Hunter Kojdub, Brad K9 Drake, and then we also have, for YouTube members, Denver LaBeouf and Seth Pope. I love you, all of you guys. You're all wonderful, lovely people, and I appreciate you supporting a very small dream from a very built-like-shit guy that just loves this game that we all love so much. Deadman, where can people find you?
I'll say for right now, since I haven't done much else, I have a couple more of the event things on my YouTube channel on Deadman's Howl. I think I have to either re-record or something because the audio quality on the original event videos that I was doing was not great, we'll say. So I might get around to that. If not, whatever, you know. But right now, realistically, you can find me in your Discord. Like, people have been pinging me all the time, and I'll just answer when I can.
Yeah, hop in the Discord, bro. Any of you. The link's in the Discord below. The description. Oh my god, I'm tired. Links in the description below for the Discord. We've been getting more people lately, and we've been having a ton of conversations. It's been a blast. Don't forget to check out the stream this Sunday at 4 PM EST, where we can hopefully put your favorite hunter in F tier, and you can downvote me to all hell in oblivion. But maybe you can convince me otherwise. It'll be a lot of fun, and as always, I appreciate you being here, hunters. Thanks for joining the lodge today for another Between the Hunt episode, and as always, stay blessed.